Hello guys, my name is Pastor Jose Velez. I know you haven't seen me for a little while, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of a story today. I get a lot of people on Facebook that they come and they ask me, well, why is it that you do the weight loss, and why is it that you kind of putting your story public? And I wanted to share with you a little bit today on my motivation as to why I do what I do with weight loss, and it's something that's personal to me, and it has to do with my family. I'm going to share with you some of the stories here, or some of the people that I've loved and are dear in my heart. Here's my grandma, and she's from my dad's side of the family. And my grandmother has always been overweight. And it ended up being that she went and she also had children that also became overweight as well. This is my aunt, and her name is Ida. And she basically went and she bore two children. One of them was my cousin Gil, and the other one was my cousin Sonia. And I share this story with you about both of them because both of my cousins, I grew up with them, and I used to love to hang out with them and spend time with them, and they were motivators in my life. And I had both of these cousins die prematurely. They died in their 30s, and all of this really had to do with because of their weight. And
you have email.
I basically look at what happened to them, and it scared me for a large part of my life, because I started realizing that the weight had a big impact on their death. And when I look at my cousin, this is Gil. He was real funny, and he was really heavy as well. And he was just a jokester, and he basically went and he would make us all laugh, and a lot of the times there was a lot of humor that was kind of hiding up sometimes low self-esteem. And I found that a little bit in my cousin Sonia. I found that in my cousin Gil. This again, pictures of them and their mom, and here's all three of them all together there. And and that when I saw what happened to them, I realized that there's a lot of people today that are in their same shoes. And I love my cousins dearly, that when they died, it really broke my heart in a big way. It got me to look at the fear, put fear into me, realizing that if I wasn't being more controlled with my eating, I was heading down the same track in the same direction. And I think that seeing their story and where it went, it kind of let me understand that if I didn't make better choices in my life when it came down to my eating and got control of my eating, I would have been down the same track as well. And this is one of my other aunts, which also weight was a situation for her as well. And she ended up actually getting diabetes as a result of her weight as well. That as time went on, the diabetes ended up cutting her legs bit by bit, piece by piece, until the point that she died prematurely as well. And she left my little cousin Benji, left them behind as a result of her dying prematurely as well. And when I look at all these stories and I look at all my family, and I realize, wow, that a lot of these things could have been prevented had it not been that they used a little bit more self-control when it came down to the eating. I just started going on a life's journey. I started saying, hey, you know what, I want to start changing people's lives in this area. I want to also show you this picture here. And this picture is actually a lot of different pills that my father was on before I started a weight loss journey with him as well. And in there you find, you can't really see them in the picture here, but you have them here for palpitation. You got this one for prostate. You got this one for high blood pressure, for cholesterol. And again, my father was in the same thing for thyroid. He basically was on the very same track that they were all going as well. When I started working with my dad, he was 230 pounds. And, my dad motivated me because he decided to take the journey of losing the weight as well. And I'm blessed to be able to say that he's down to 170. And I commend him for that. But more importantly, what I guess I'm more excited is the simple fact that, there's a lot of people making some life changes here as it relates to their weight. They're making life changes as it relates to their health. And sometimes it's not about looking cute, and it's not about any of those things. And, those things are nice. But what's really most important is about your health. And, it's about understanding that, we have a lot of preventable diseases that today are affecting a lot of our people. And, and I pray that if out of whatever videos I put up, it challenges one person out there to make a decision for their health, to make a decision for their wellness, that it would inspire you to be able to let your longevity of your life last longer. And, I started the year with a weight loss plan. I started at 198. I went up about 30 pounds to be able to come down, to inspire someone to be able to get started as well. I'm about 184 since the last time I spoke to you guys in the video. And that put me down about 13.4 pounds. So out of the 28 pounds, which was my goal to reach, I've already met halfway through the goal starting in January that I started. And, one of the things I tell people that the weight loss is not about how fast, so it's not a sprint to get there. It's realizing that it's looking at it more like a marathon, that it's going to take you some time. It took you some time to put on the weight. It's going to take you some time to take the weight off. And I want those of you that have started the journey along with me, I encourage you to continue to keep moving forward. As we move along in the weeks to come, I'll share with you some success stories of many people that got started. They made the life decision. They made the changes. And today they extended their life as a result of making positive decisions, making choices. I'm not going to say that it's an easy situation. Yes, it's simple, but it's not easy. It does require you to say, I want to make some change. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if you get to that point and you say, hey, I want to make this happen for me, it can happen for you. And I'll show you how to do it. I've been using the example of using bad food and fast foods just to show you that no matter what you eat, I'm going to show you how you can still lose the weight. And I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit the story personally of why this means a lot to me. And it's about all the people that are in these pictures that I love and I lost prematurely as a result of weight. And I just pray that, you don't allow yourself to get into a struggle with your health or get a bad report from the doctor, but that you would be proactive and say, you know what, I don't want to end up like, many people today that have a lot of issues going on with their health. And that you would choose to do that today and choose to say, I want to make a difference. And if that's you, you know what, on this website, wherever you find yourself at, there's my contact information. I'll be more than happy to walk you through and teach you what I've learned and what I've also been allowing other people to be able to jump on board with the program of what I'm teaching them to do. And they're regaining their health, they're regaining their wellness, they're bringing down the weight, they're feeling great, a lot more energy. And I just want to, as I'm getting closer to the last portion of my weight loss, I've already met half of my goal. I'm going to continue to keep meeting the other half of it. And I just pray that again, that you may be able to find yourself wanting to do the very same thing. So I just wanted to share a little bit of part of very touching to my heart as to why, because I kind of get a lot of those on the email. So I figured let me put it on video here for you. But I just want to thank you for your time listening. Those of you that are following the videos, I thank you for following them. Those of you that encourage me, I also thank you for that as well. And I just pray that you make a decision for yourself this year. God bless you, and I'll speak to you soon.